Here at the Damage Report, we've been focusing over the past few weeks trying to get prominent right-wingers to actually say whether they've been vaccinated or not, because we believe that there are lives on the line, the lives of people who trust and look up to people like Marjorie Greene or Tucker Carlson or Sean Hannity. Apparently, though, we have been inadvertently breaking the law multiple times, or so Congresswoman Marjorie Greene would have you believe, as you'll see in this clip.
Aaron Navarro, CBS News. Whip Scalise said today he got vaccinated, citing this Delta variant that's going around, and said he's confident that it's safe and effective. Two questions. Have you yourself gotten vaccinated, and do you disagree with the Republican whip?
Well, your first question is a violation of my HIPAA rights. You see, with HIPAA rights, we don't have to reveal our medical records, and that also involves our vaccine records.
So look, spoiler alert, we're gonna do a fact check here. It's not true, we'll give you the details, but it's just, she just says it like, that's actually a violation of my HIPAA rights. Just like, but that's not true. It's annoying to me that the reporter doesn't immediately jump in and correct her. He doesn't, he moves on. But that said, should he have to? Like, we're gonna do the fact check right now, but I want you to know that this is not like the first time that she said this and thus the first time it's being fact checked. We have been through this over and over and over for months now. To the extent that she knows anything, she knows that this is not what HIPAA is actually about. But what is HIPAA about? Well, here is what it is. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA, is a law that prevents healthcare professionals from sharing private health information without the patient's permission. The law has no bearing on who can ask or answer questions about health status outside a healthcare setting. Alan Meisel, a professor of law and bioethics at the University of Pittsburgh, says it in no way prohibits business owners and other individuals from asking people if they've been vaccinated. In fact, it doesn't even prohibit healthcare entities mentioned above from asking people if they've been vaccinated. She would have you believe that doctors can't ask if you've been vaccinated because HIPAA. That's not how it works at all. And if it did work that way, one would imagine that a free speech warrior like Marjorie Greene would have a bit of an issue with the government telling you literally what questions you can or can't ask. But thankfully, we're dodging a bullet here. That's not actually what HIPAA is about at all.
You're allowed to have free reign in this arena of senselessness and cluelessness because the people you're speaking to are senseless and clueless. So you can say things that don't make any sense. You can get debunked. You can say it again after you get debunked, and you can still be standing there without people going, why is she still saying this? Because the people that she's speaking to that are listening are like, yeah, that's right, HIPAA violation. They stop right there. Now, the problem also is with lazy politicians, which we've increasingly got more and more of because it's all based in emotions and anger and opposition to the other side. As we're at this point, they've gotten so lazy, they don't have any thought processes on their principles or legislation or things that can move the country forward. They don't need to. And at the same time, reporters and interviewers or whoever in these press pools, I get it's a tough job, so I'm trying not to come too hard on them because it's easy to say, oh, this is what I would have asked. But in the moment, maybe you would have had an issue. But anyway, I'm gonna go for it anyway. At least have a thought of a follow-up question. So if you ask a sitting politician who's getting all kinds of headlines for her opinions on things, at least consider what she might say and then have a follow-up question prepared. So if she says, oh, that's a violation of my HIPAA rights, because we've heard it before, at least go, do you understand the HIPAA rights? Ask her, because it's a real legitimate question. Like, it's just not a general curiosity. Ask her, oh, so by the way, you talked about how Steve Scalise decided to get the vaccine because of the Delta variant. And I asked you if you disagree with him. And all you said was, well, all I'm talking about is whether or not people have the right to do it. I'm not saying that you don't, that vaccines and things don't work. I'm just saying you have the right. Well, again, you disagree with Steve Scalise. Like, we don't get to these points again. You just go around in this roundabout merry-go-round.
Yeah, I wouldn't even ask. I would have had the reporter say, well, actually, HIPAA just stops a healthcare provider from giving your private health information to someone else. It has nothing to do with someone asking you a question. But and you're not gonna get her because she's just a brick wall of, as I said online, unentitled entitlement and willful ignorance. But anyway, people have had fun with this. Some people have had fun with similar claims that she's making. USA Today had to debunk a similar claim last summer when mask opponents said that because of HIPAA, they don't have to wear masks, which that's not even about questions anymore. You're not even in the ballpark. But other people have decided that pleading the HIPAA is kind of a convenient way to get out of pretty much anything, with Nikki McCann Ramirez saying, "Parents, are you high?" Me, smartly. This is a violation of my HIPAA rights. If my wife ever asks how much I've spent recently on Etsy fantasy mask printouts or map printouts, I'm gonna say it's a HIPAA violation. But I thought Daisy's Nice tweeted, "Tupac bringing up sickle cell on Hit 'Em Up was one of hip hop's earliest HIPAA violations."
That is pretty good.
He directly asked. He goes, "Don't one of y'all have sickle cell or something?" He asked.
That's true.
He asked the question.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as he broke the law. If he ever pops up again, he might be in violation of something.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.